Hello everyone, welcome back to the backyard build series. We're working on the small line. CA's here with me once again. Last week we built this first jump, and this week the plan is to start on the second jump. So this is the small line, which is going to be running along this section here. We started off with a bit of a drop in, a berm, a shark finny style hip onto here. Made the back of the landing pretty cool with those logs. And next up, we want a short and steep straight jump. Isn't that right, CAs? We're going to build out this bowl here for a bit more speed to make the next lip a bit taller. And then, yeah, this next one for a few small tricks would be quite cool. Before we continue to head down the line, down to there, and who knows what's going to end up down there, eh? All sorts of stuff.
Lots of ideas going around.
Or lots of ideas as well. If you guys have any too, let us know in the comments. We got so much stuff to build here. But all in good time, all in good time. Let's get going with this. So we're going to be digging this bowl down, maybe between a foot and half a foot. That way, you kind of just get a free bonus foot on top of your landing, because the riding surface gives you an extra foot to land on. And same with the next takeoff, you actually have to do less digging. Same with the berm, if you dig the bottom and put it on top, you get double berm for the price of one. And here we're going for double takeoff for the price of one, with this foot bowl, and then maybe a 3-4 foot takeoff, which actually in turn will give us a 5 foot takeoff, which will be sick. Very good point. CA's just reminded me, drainage is super important. And luckily, as we said, we're on the bank, so we can drain everything out that way. So as we shape this bowl, we're going to lean it slightly downhill. That way, instead of collecting any rain that comes down the hill, it will just run out to somewhere where it's not our problem, which is obviously good. You don't want your dirt jumps wet, and you don't want them to have puddles in. So obviously we're using the dirt from in this bowl to start off the second takeoff. But it's always quite hard to guess where you want to put the takeoff. You don't want it too close, and you don't want it too far away. Basically, if you want your trails a bit flowier, which we do for this small line, you want your jumps a bit closer together, so the takeoff's going to be sort of around here. But if this was a trick jump, maybe we'd have built this takeoff a little bit further out. That way you've got a bit more time to recover from your trick. But like I said, this is going to be hopefully real tight, flowy start to the line. So we want it nice and close. So we're just starting off with the back there. That way we can build them to the front of it. The front will come out, and by the time that that's piled up to a nice height, it should be around there, which I guess is where we want this next lip. But you never know, so you just got to trial and error, build it, see what it looks like, take a step back, and yeah, keep trying. Admire your work as you go. So we've gone through and scraped this bomb hole down about 15 centimeters all the way to the takeoff, but there's still sort of room in there to go a little bit deeper. The dirt's still really good. The only problem you find, which sometimes happens if you dig a deeper bowl, obviously the transition gets tighter and then the takeoff becomes too close. But I still think we've got plenty of room to go a bit deeper down here. That'll give us more landing surface. It'll go down a bit steeper, so we get a bit more speed as well. Give us a better pump at the bottom, and like I said, make that takeoff a little bit taller too. Make it even better. So we're going to go through once more and probably dig it down to about 30 centimeters, see how it's looking, and then move on from there. We've dug the bomb hole down a foot now, and it's looking much better. We seem to have got all the dirt that we need for this takeoff. Actually probably a bit too much dirt. You can see around the back it's really slack. We've actually got so much dirt, but it's always better to have more dirt than not enough dirt. And here we go. CA's getting right to work with the first sort of round of shaping. Trial and error, isn't it? Shape it up, see if it looks good. I'm gonna get involved too. Wow, doesn't that look like a good takeoff? Excellent job there, CAs. Now kind of all we need to do is rake out a few more rocks of this bowl. There's a few sort of bumps in there as well that I like to smooth out, so it's a smooth transition all the way from the top of that landing to the top of that takeoff. Probably a 5-foot lip, which is perfect for what we wanted. A little small, fun, flowy trail line to get the yard going. What you found, CA?
Have a look at this. Oh, if only there was someone that could tell us all about it.
Yeah, if only there was.
Totally found this crazy brain mushroom.
Nature with Chris.
What is it, Chris?
It's a muntjac skull.
Sick.
So usually they'd have like little tusks that come out here, but it's broken off, and its horns are broken off as well.
Has it? They look like they've been sawn off.
It does look like it's been sawn.
Weird. It wasn't us.
No, it wasn't us.
Nature with Chris.
So it's now a few days later and we are back for some more digging. CA's just down there. Everything's looking really cool. It's rained quite a lot the last few days. The drainage is working well. Everything's still here. Next up is the landing. And after the success of the first one, with all these cool logs that we put in the back, it looks really cool. That's exactly what we're going to do on this next one. There's a few more logs lying around. So first of all, we're going to make a big pile of logs here, roughly in the right place.
I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. I take what's mine, then take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours.
Very nice, CA. Yeah, heavy, isn't they?
I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. I take what's mine.
So we're lucky enough that down at the bottom of the garden there's this old fallen down tree that's kind of been cut up into logs already. So to make it a bit more exciting than just stacking dirt, we come to collect a few of these to get as big of a pile of wood as we can before covering it. Might be quicker, but it's just a bit more interesting anyway.
We've probably got enough logs to build a framework of a landing. So what we're going to do is we've built a little bit here, cover this with mud, then stack another one on. So it's just going to be like a sort of cladding on the back of the landing, and then most of the landings are all going to be soil.
Yeah, nice. We thought if we put dirt in the middle, that would just sort of give the logs a bit of support so they don't move around. And then yeah, we can put another layer of logs back on top. Nice, CAs, let's do it. We're just going to dig out this big pit here. There's no big trees around, so hopefully there's no roots, which hopefully means we should have some nice easy digging, and then we can wheelbarrow it onto that landing nice and quickly. Yeah, looking good, CAs. Quick tea break.
Very well earned cup of tea.
Well, there we go. The second landing is looking pretty nice. I beefed up the side up here to cover over the logs, so it looks better. Gives us a nice square landing, which is good, especially for tricks. Just going to put a few more barrows on the front, start digging down into the bowl, and then I guess maybe we'll try and shape it up before it gets dark. Let's see how we get on.
I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. I take what's mine, then take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours. I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. I take what's mine.
So the landing's looking pretty cool. I'd say that second jump is pretty much done, which is that's really cool, but on the other hand quite frustrating. As you can see, super wet everywhere actually. It's like been raining all night, so not gonna be able to test anything quite yet, but I'm gonna go to the shop, I think, buy some plywood. That way maybe we can get something rideable in the next episode. Next up, we're gonna start work on this next jump, find out what that is next time. And yeah, look, we've got all this room to play with all the way up here. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to keep up to date on what's going on in the garden, and we'll see you next time.
Attract, protect your heart, awaited in line.